what's going to happen with me. I guess a lot of made-up words today. I wish I could see your comments from all the way over here. Maybe I should get like a comment thing so we can continue to interact the whole practice. But, oh well, I don't quite have that capability. I feel like they should show up on my watch, but then I'd probably get really distracted and not actually teach cohesive things. So, I guess we'll do this like this, and then I'll read your comments later, right? Anyways, hope you're having a fabulous Saturday thus far, and I guess we'll do some yoga. So, as always, you need some sort of prop. Rolled up mats are the best, but you could also roll up a blanket, you could use a pillow, you could use a block. Really just you need something to be able to squeeze. And then anything else that makes your practice more enjoyable for you, whether that's blankets, blocks, coffee, tea, water, whatever feels right. You're at home, right? So the fact that you're actually doing yoga with me is kind of impressive, to have that sort of motivation to get on a freaking camera and do yoga. So kudos to you for even planning such a thing. Alright, let's do some yoga. So find a comfortable seat on your mat. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to shift around here, especially as we begin. Take a few deep breaths. Soften around that tension that naturally builds up. Maybe you're pretty aware of where that tension sits. For a lot of us, it's in the jaw, it's in the shoulders, the neck. Maybe you feel that sort of balling up, that knotting of the low back or the hips. See if you can take a few breaths into those areas that habitually tighten for you. And see if you can peel back a layer or 2 or 10 of tension in this moment. We'll work today with this concept of allowance. So oftentimes we try to fit ourselves in what we think we should be experiencing, trying to force ourselves through feeling or through situations. And I invite you today, even if it's just these 60 or so minutes on your mat, to allow whatever's present for you to be present. And really intentionally letting go of the judgment. In fact, sometimes we judge the judgment. So if you're a couple layers deep in the judgment, maybe just take away one of the layers of judgment. So we'll sit with this idea of allowance for a moment. Start to deepen your breath. So you're drawing that breath in intentionally, using the muscles of the back of your throat, drawing that breath in through the nostrils. Filling yourself up without creating pressure. And then exhaling intentionally out the nose, moving towards empty. And let this idea, this concept, this feeling of allowance settle in. Maybe there's a resistance to that, so noticing that as well. Maybe there's a release in simply tuning into allowance. Try to not judge your reaction. Just try to sit with that. We'll take a few more breaths. Just letting this intention sink in. next inhale, draw in a deeper breath than you've taken so far. And at the top, hold full. Lift through the crown of your head. Create a little more space for that breath to be held. Then exhale out the mouth, let it go to empty. Again, like that, deep breath in, fill yourself up. Top holding full. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Do that 3 more times at your own pace. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. And just start to shift around in your seat. So it could be as subtle as rolling side to side. Maybe opening and closing the jaw. And experimenting a little bit with your body, with movement here. A few more breaths, just shifting, moving, allowing. Coming back to center. We'll move into a single-legged series. So extend that left leg out. Make sure you're comfortable so you're still on your mat or a blanket. Toes spreading wide. Reach through that right hand and then just let the left ear, left side of the head rather, hang towards the left shoulder. So starting with a neck stretch, and there may feel like a lot of intensity here, or maybe it's very subtle, but your goal in the next 3 to 5 breaths is to unwind some of the tension, some of the stress held in the neck and shoulder. So really reach to that right hand, and with each exhale, feel for letting go a little bit more through the head. Keep telling your body that it's okay to relax the neck. 2 more breaths. From here, moving into a heart opener. Bring the left hand down. Inhale, right arm reaches straight up to the sky and back. Lift through the right shoulder, right side of the chest. Really emphasize this expansion through the heart. Breathe into the right side of the belly, right hip. And then take that right arm, wrap it around, reach the right arm up and over to come into a side bend. So about 3 to 5 breaths here. Keep rooting down to that sit bone and then extending long through the right hand. Feel for space along the right side body. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Turn your torso towards that left leg. Take a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the left thigh. And your goal here is not touching your toes. Your goal here is to start feeling this stretch in the left leg. Once again, let the head hang. Create that element of release. And just allow your body to be where it is in this moment. It's a beautiful gift for not judging, not pushing, just being. Inhale to rise up out of the folds. Bring the right hand back behind you. Prop up onto this right knee. This bizarre modified Vashisthasana. Lift up and open. Should feel like a release as you lift to the heart. Then exhale, slowly lower your way back down. And we'll switch sides. So right leg extends outward. Left foot comes to the inside of the thigh. Left fingertips reach back behind you. Head hangs heavy towards the right shoulder. And then notice what's different between this side, the left side versus the right side. Feeling into this stretch, almost like you're utilizing the breath, stretch to massage out this left side of the neck. Maybe move around the lower jaw a little bit. Sometimes that pops the ears, creating easier opportunity to hear. Right hand comes down. Coming into this heart opener, left arm reaches straight up to the sky and back. Open through this left shoulder. Really breathe into the left side. Lifting through the heart. Breathing all the way down into the hip. Coming into your side bend. Wrap through that left shoulder, reach up and over. Extending over the right leg. And once again, goal is not touching toes. Or is not to touch your toes. But instead is to feel this stretch. So really reach through that left hand and then breathe into this left side body. Creating space with each breath. Exhale, lower left hand down. Turn your torso so you're square over the right thigh. You need to adjust how you're seated. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the right thigh. So just going to that initial resistance. And then allowing your breath to guide you deeper here. So once again, just feeling, experiencing. Soften where you can. 2 more breaths. Inhale, rise up out of the fold, that modified Vashisthasana. Left hand comes back behind you. Prop up onto the left knee, lift and open through the torso. Take a few breaths, should feel pretty good. Expansive here. And exhale, roll your way down. Come all the way onto your back, setting up for our core work. Those of you that are pregnant, if anyone is out there, I'm sure someone is out there, right? If you're pregnant, you're going to come to hands and knees, work with cat-cow and spinal extensions. Everyone else, come on down with me onto your back. Grab hold of that rolled up mat or whichever prop you've selected for your practice today. Place it in between your thighs, snug up towards the pubic bone. Lift the legs straight up to the ceiling. If this is pulling on your low back, bend the knees. If this is still bothering your low back, you can always keep the feet on the ground and do the same actions. All right, take a deep breath in here, spread it across the back body. Hold that breath, press mid-back of the mat, curl tailbone up, squeeze around your prop, exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more, pull low belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath, press mid-back in the mat, curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders, shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold full. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath, stay with me. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades come up. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades, squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. 2 more here. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, head and shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, head and shoulders lower. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders, release your feet. Remove the prop. Walk your feet about mat width apart. On your exhale, lower the knees to one side. Should feel like a release. Inhale, legs back to center. Exhale to the other side. And just get a little bit of mobility, a little bit of movement. This windshield wiper, butterfly and a rock, legs. Rolling a bit side to side. Coming back through center, moving into star spiraling pose. Stack your knees over your hips, bend at about a 90-degree angle or less. Interlace the hands behind your head and then shift the finger position over one so you're clasping in that non-habitual way. Take a huge breath into the back body. On exhale, lift head and shoulders and then relax your head into your hands. Deep breath in. Hold that breath, press mid-back in the mat, curl tailbone, exhale, elbows to left thigh, right heel goes straight up towards the ceiling, pull belly down. Inhale, turn the toes inward, exhale, pulse the right leg. 3 little lifts, utilizing the core, or using the core rather, pull belly down. Inhale, back through center, hold the breath, press mid-back in the mat, curl tailbone, exhale, elbows to right thigh, reach up through the left heel, pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse. 3 little lifts. Draw belly down. Inhale, bend both knees back to center. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to left thigh. Press up through right heel, pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse. 3 little lifts. Draw belly down. Inhale, back to center, hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh. Press up through left heel, pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse. 3 little lifts. Draw belly down. Back through center, 1 more round here. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to left thigh. Press up through right heel, pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse. Draw belly down, back through center. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh. Press up through left heel, pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse. Draw belly down. Inhale back to center and release. Setting up for bridge pose. Knees stack over heels, feet about hip width apart. On your inhale, peel your spine away from the mat, lifting into bridge. So nothing too fancy here, just really firing up the back body to support this frontal plane. Saturate the belly and the chest with breath. Oftentimes, heart openers, even if they're subtle, can bring up emotion. So just be present with what's there for you in this moment. Maybe it's nothing different than when you were doing core work. Maybe it's a sense of relief. So notice what's present, what's bubbling up to the surface. Stay with that. 5 more breaths. On your exhale, tuck tailbone, 1 vertebrae at a time. Slowly roll your spine down to the mat. As your hips touch, release the back body, either hugging knees into your chest or pressing the thighs away. Roll over onto your left side. Press your way up to a seat. Head comes up last. And set up for some fabulous dolphin. So come forward onto forearms and knees. Setting yourself up here. Elbows directly under shoulders, forearms either parallel to one another or hands clasped at the top of your mat. Those of you familiar with dolphin, which most likely is everyone at this point, hop right into it. Otherwise, take a moment, make sure that your elbows are directly under the shoulders. Head hangs heavy, but is still lifted above the ground. Curl toes under, extend the hips to the sky. Knees can be bent here. And then see where you can let go. Relax the head so there's this opportunity for the neck to elongate. Relax through the jaw. Lift through the hips. Create as much space as you can for your body in this pose. Dolphin strut. Step the left foot to the outside of your mat. Reach down, find the left leg with your left hand. If that bothers the shoulder, don't do it. Keep both forearms on the ground. Option to stay here, or add a little more, extend that right leg up to the sky. Keep the core engaged, lifting through the abdominals. Exhale, lower the right foot, left forearm back to the mat. Step the right foot to the outside, reach down, grab hold of the right leg. That may be where you stay. Or inhale, extend the left leg to the sky. Relax the jaw. Exhale, lower the left foot down. Both forearms root. We'll take 3 more breaths in dolphin. Lift through the hips. Exhale, lower your knees to the earth. Child's pose, embryo, or puppy. Really just creating a release. Letting gravity hold you, or letting the earth hold you rather. Letting gravity do its thing, pulling you down. Let the breath be what lifts you up. So really breathing intentionally and still strongly to support yourself. Inhale, rise, hands and knees. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And take your time here. Move around if that feels good. Connecting into that strong, fluid Ujjayi breath. Your breath is probably the best guide for your practice. If it feels labored or challenged, it's always a good reminder to back out of the pose, to slow down a little bit. On your exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, spinal extension, that halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, fold it in. Last one, reach back through the sit bones. Draw forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep your arms overhead, maybe a little back bend if that's accessible. Exhale, hands to heart. Flowing through some classical sounds. Inhale, extend the arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, left foot back lunge. Keep the inhale going, lift and open. Stay here for a few breaths. Really dive into sensation. So allow for what's present in the quad, the core, this opening. Let that bubble to the surface. Exhale, hands to mat. Step back, plank pose. You can always skip the vinyasa and go directly to down dog. Otherwise, flow with me, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step left foot forward, lunge. Lift and open. Keep reaching the sit bones forward, breathing into the heart, into the belly. Exhale, hands to mat, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, sweeping arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, center. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold, flowing through this. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Lift and open. Exhale, hands to mat, step to plank. Go at your own pace. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step right foot forward, lunge. Lift and open. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Keep it going. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back lunge. Open it up. Exhale, hands to mat. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Open it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one here. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Open it up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Plank through chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Exhale. One single plane as you press up to plank. Back to down dog. Inhale, right foot forward lunge. Open it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on a bit here. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step left foot back. Keep the left knee lifted. Reach the arms back behind you. Hover above this right quad. Stay with me here. Back leg is fired up strong. Shoulder blades hugging the spine. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. If it feels okay, you can turn this into a bit of a back bend. So lifting and breathing into the front body. Moving into a spinal twist. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm opens to the sky. Breathing into the heart. Breathing into this twist. Exhale, lower right hand down. Step back, plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Stay towards the ground with the torso. Back knee is lifted, fire up through that thigh. Inhale, float the arms back behind you, hover above that left quad. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Soften the shoulders, breathe into this front body. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Inhale, left arm opens up, spinal twist. Exhale, lower left hand down, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Flowing once through that series. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Lunge, lift and open. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, open up to your spinal twist. Exhale, lower left hand, step to plank. Flow through your vinyasa. From down dog, inhale, step right foot forward. Lift and open, crescent lunge. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Right arm reaches to the sky, spinal twist. Exhale, right hand down, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment here, mountain pose. Just feeling. Inhale, float your arms up to the sky. Exhale, sit back, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit bones reach back, heart lifts. Breathe into the chest and belly. Exhale, lower left hand down. Inhale, right hand either to the hip or right arm reaches to the sky for a spinal twist. Try to keep your knees in line. And always bring this left hand to a block. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. One breath in, lift the heart. Exhale into your spinal twist. Right hand down, left hand either to the hip. Turning to the left or extending that left arm to the sky. Use your exhale to connect into your core. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Step your way back to plank. Hold. Core is strong. Lift up. In between the shoulders, lift up to the abdominals. Still keep the tailbone tucked. From here, you can go directly to down dog or flow through vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left side floats up to the sky. Spread the toes, reach that leg long. Maybe that right heel starts to work its way towards the earth, getting this stretch along the hamstring, the right calf. Exhale, slow and controlled. Step the left foot forward. Warrior two, rise up with your inhale. So arms come parallel to the ground. Working towards this deep lunge in the left leg. Torso facing this right side of your mat. Puppy hairs. Even when they're not here, they have puppy hairs everywhere. Breathing here. See if you can, or feel for softening the shoulders. Reverse warrior, flip that left palm to the sky. Exhale, reach up and back, opening through this left side body. Breathing into the left ribs. Option to take that neck stretch. Reach the left arm forward. Right side of your head hangs towards the right shoulder. Maybe move the jaw around a bit here, feeling for that opening to the neck, shoulder. Reach through the left hand, come back up, warrior two. Straighten out the left leg, triangle pose. Shorten the stance if you'd like. Reach the left arm as far forward as you can and down. Right arm extends up to the sky. Breathe into the chest here. Create space as if you're breathing in every crevice of your body. Reaching every cell with breath. Exhale, bend the left knee. Window that right hand down to the ground. Step the right foot forward and out to the right slightly. Setting up for pyramid pose. Bring your hands onto your hips, rise up. Hips square over that left leg. Keep the hips even. Exhale, start to fold over that left thigh. If there's a different position you'd like with your arms, go ahead and take that. Keep this left leg straight without hyperextending through the knee. Head hangs heavy. If you're lucky, you've got some shaking happening to this left leg. Head hangs towards the ground. Keep drawing that right hip bone forward, breathing into the stretch. Exhale, bend the left knee, step the right foot to the back of your mat. Coming back into that crescent lunge, you can always bring that right knee down for more support, but try to keep that right leg lifted. See if you can work with that strength aspect of the pose. Inhale, sweep the arms back behind you, come all the way upright, arms extend to the sky in your crescent lunge. Core is long, back leg is fired up, shoulders soft. Fill this pose up with breath. If it feels good, you can start to lean back, opening more through the torso. Exhale into a spinal twist. Either hook that right elbow over the left thigh for a prayer twist, or bring the right hand down to the inside of the leg, the twist we took at the beginning. Don't force it. Use your exhale to twist. Inhale, unwind. Place your hands on the ground. Add some padding under that right knee. Lower the right knee down to the ground. Both hands onto that left thigh. Deep low lunge. Walk that left foot forward. Shift the hips forward. Come into this deep low lunge. Keep lifting through the chest. If you don't feel much, you can come into lunge, H to the B. Bending that right knee. Grabbing the foot, start to draw the heel in towards the glutes while still lifting through the chest. Still coming deep into that lunge. Breathing into the intensity and really allowing what's rising up to be present. 5 breaths. And now release the right foot, if you have a hold of it. Square off your hips, straighten out that left leg, nomad's pose. So the ball of the left foot reaches towards the ground, folding over that left thigh. Soften the shoulders. Once again, breathe into the hamstrings, calf. Option to stay here or work to full splits, inching that left leg forward, right leg shifts back. Maybe you're propped up on a block. You're rolled up mat. 5 more breaths. And ease on out of that. Carefully as you can, make your way back to downward facing dog. If you would like some cat-cows or a vinyasa in between, you're welcome to take that. We'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in your down dog. Exhale a sigh out the mouth. Inhale to float the right leg up to the sky. Spread your toes, reach this right leg long and high. Maybe that left heel starts to inch towards the earth, getting more of a stretch for the left hamstrings. We should feel a little more open now that we've opened that left side. Exhale, slowly step this right foot through. Warrior 2. Rising up. Come deep into the lunge, working towards a 90-degree angle. Fill this pose with breath. Reverse warrior, flip the right palm to the sky, exhale, left hand to hip or down that left leg, reach up and back. Open up this right side body with breath. Create space. Come into your neck stretch. Reach the right arm forward. Head hangs towards the left shoulder. Wash the breath through this right side of the neck. And the shoulder all the way to the fingertips. With each exhale, see if you can let go a layer of tension. Reaching through that right hand, come back up, warrior 2. Straighten out the right leg, triangle pose. You may want to shorten the stance. Reach the right arm forward and down. Left arm extends to the sky. Breathe into the chest. And then let that breath expand in all directions here. Exhale, lower the left hand down, bend into the right knee, step that left foot forward about a foot and maybe out to the left a little bit. Fire up through the core, come all the way up to standing. Square your hips to that right leg. So ideally here, both hip bones are equidistant from the right big toe. On your exhale, keep that equidistance with your hips. Start to hinge forward, folding over that right leg. Any arm position that you like here. And breathe into the stretch. Let the breath soothe the intensity. And allow what's arising for you to arise. Where can you soften? Exhale, bend the right knee. Step the left foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Arms extend to the sky. Fire up the legs. Breathe into the torso. Fill for that space you've created. Exhale into your spinal twist, either that prayer twist or the basic twist, turning towards the right. Use your exhale to softly guide deeper into your twist. Inhale, unwind. Hands frame the front foot, add some padding, lower the left knee down to the ground. Both hands onto that right quad. Start to shift the hips forward. Maybe inch that right foot forward to get more of a stretch here. If you don't feel much, you can come into that lunge, H to the B, bending the back knee, drawing the heel in towards your glutes. Still shifting the hips forward. Breathing into the hearts. Five more breaths. Stay with the intensity. Inhale, release the back foot. Straighten out the front leg. Fold over the right thigh. Nomad's pose. Keep the ball of the foot reaching towards the ground. Staying here or coming into splits. You can also come into half splits, simply lifting the toes away from the ground. If you're working with full splits, inch the legs apart. Hips towards the earth without forcing it. Find your breath. Exhale, carefully make your way back to downward facing dog. Option to take a vinyasa or some cat-cows. Take a deep breath in down dog. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, rise to the tippy toes. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale to fold it in. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Arms sweep overhead. Maybe a little back bend here. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment, mountain pose. Allow for what's there, what's with you right now to be there. Opening your eyes, setting up for side crow or side crow scissors. If neither of those sound appealing or you're like, hell no, I'm not doing arm balances, then I'll give you some other options. So watch first real quick. In a chair pose, I'm going to walk the feet together, cross the elbow all the way over the thighs, come down into a squat. Okay, this can be where you stay. Bringing the right hand behind you, lifting to the chest. So if you're like, hell no to the arm balances, this is where you can work. If that bothers your knees, you can take it seated or on the knees. Okay, so lots of options there. Otherwise, you're going to create a shelf, hooking that left elbow over the left thigh. If it's accessible, bring the right elbow to the right hip. If that's not happening for you today, don't worry about it. It just makes it a little more challenging. All right. Shifting the weight into your hands so they're about shoulder width apart. I'm going to create a shelf like a 90-degree angle. And then the bottom leg, so the right leg in this case is going to extend forward. The top leg is going to extend back. Side crow scissors. Easing out of that. We'll take a forward fold and then we'll take the second side. You can't ask questions because I can't see your comments. All right. On your inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, sit back in chair. Stay with me here. Exhale, cross the right elbow over the left thigh, make a prayer. Twist. Exhale, bend the knees, bring your hands all the way down to the ground. Now those are the options. You can bring the arm behind the back, lift the chest. It's a great spinal twist. Take it in a seat or on your knees if you need, because this is bothering your knees. All right. Side crow scissors. Right elbow hooks into the left knee. Left elbow hooks into the hip bone if possible. Shift the weight into your hands, create that shelf. This is side crow. Maybe extend that left leg forward, right leg back. Side crow scissors. One more breath. Ease out of that. Exhale into a forward fold. If you're seated, you can just take a basic forward fold seated and stay in the seated position. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, rolling through the spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Exhale, chair. Exhale, hook left elbow over the right thigh for a spinal twist. Exhale, bend your knees, come down into the squat. Knees shift to the left. Left elbow hooks over the right thigh. Right elbow hooks into the thigh, or into the hip if possible. Otherwise, hand comes out to the side. Shift the weight into your hands. Side crow. Lift up to the legs. Maybe extend that right leg forward, left leg back. Scissors variation, which I think makes it easier to balance. Exhale, ease out of that, and come to a seat. Come into Baddha Konasana wherever you are. Start to move through the legs a little bit. Fingertips back behind you, lift up to the chest. Option to stay upright, really focusing on this belly and chest breathing. Or if you want more of that hip stretch, start to fold over the legs. We'll take about 3 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale, roll your way up. Hands to the outer thighs. Help the knees back together. Come all the way onto your back. Let's take that morning stretch. Extend the legs forward. Reach the arms overhead. And just pull yourself apart. Should feel pretty good. From here, move into any final movement or pose of choice. Could be a Supta Baddha Konasana. Could be an inversion. Maybe a final spinal twist. I don't recommend deep back bends. If you're craving a back bend, you could take another bridge pose or a camel pose supported. We didn't do a ton of back stretches or core stretches, so we're not super warm for back bends. I don't recommend it. Maybe just taking a happy baby pose. So finishing your practice with really whatever else your body is craving. Maybe a hip stretch. Taking a few breaths to just unwind. And over the next breath to 5, set yourself up for final relaxation. Setting yourself up for Shavasana. If you need clothing or props to make yourself more comfortable, please do so. If you need more time before Shavasana, take it. You can always pause the video, restart as needed. But eventually setting yourself up for final relaxation. I'd like to close with a poem from Mary Oliver, one of my favorite poets. This is called the Morning Poem. So as you settle into your Shavasana, let your breath fall back to its natural cadence. Just rest, maybe letting these words just move into you without trying to force it, without trying to understand, just letting it wash over you. Morning Poem. Every morning the world is created. Under the orange sticks of the sun, the heaped ashes of the night turn into leaves again, and fasten themselves to the high branches, and the ponds appear like black cloth on which are painted islands of summer lilies. If it is your nature to be happy, you will swim away along the soft trails for hours, your imagination alighting everywhere. And if your spirit carries within it the thorn that is heavier than lead, if it's all you can do to keep on trudging, there is still somewhere deep within you a beast shouting that the earth is exactly what it wanted. Each pond with its blazing lilies is a prayer heard and answered lavishly every morning. Whether or not you have ever dared to be happy, whether or not you have ever dared to pray. asana, please feel free to stay. If you're ready to awaken, start to wiggle fingers and toes. Slowly make your way over to one side. And lovingly press your way up to a seat on your mat. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment